Hi, and I'm filming a confessional in a Marriott resort in Orlando right now, so not at home. My mom and her friend are staying here and they went out to get like groceries, so I have a little bit of time to film a confessional. It's kind of a small room, so it'd be weird if I filmed this when they were here. So I'm looking at my like 13 things to talk about that I said I would talk about in a video confessional, so let's get into that. What did I do? I guess on Thursday before the challenge, I was really trying to like talk with everybody. I think I sent out a message to everyone on Thursday in the game. So I spent a lot of time making sure that I connected with every single person left in the game Thursday. So then it was drop your buffs. And I like schoolyard picks. I'm glad I didn't have to pick first. So actually it worked out really well for me as far as who I was able to pick, because I wanted to pick, if I had to pick a villain, I was like, okay, I like Hannibal, I like Jason, and I like Clubber. And I didn't want to have to choose one of those people because I didn't want the other two to feel like, wow, why didn't she pick me? So it worked out perfectly having Hannibal and Clubber already chosen by the time it was my turn, because then I could pick Jason, and then Jason would feel like, oh wow, I was her first choice, and then Clubber and Hannibal wouldn't feel like, well, why didn't she pick me? Because they were already picked. So like that situation worked out perfectly, because when we did the schoolyard pick, I was like, dang, I don't know whether to pick Hannibal or Clubber, or like I don't want to pick between like my favorites. And so the way it was done with Hannibal and Clubber already being picked made it super easy for me. There was a little bit like, should I pick Myers? But Jason was definitely the good one. And I'm glad that I picked him because we did have a good back and forth message right when he came back from Trapped. I just like, yeah, it was good. We've gotten a lot closer. I really like Jason. I probably like Jason more than I like Hannibal. Not probably, I do. It's probably like, I like Clubber, then I like Jason, then I like Hannibal. Well, then I like Luke, then I like Hannibal. Those are like my top ones as far as like other good people that are gonna be good allies to bounce ideas off of. I was surprised that Miyagi had the option of picking Michael Myers or Jaws. If I was Miyagi, I would have picked Jaws, because if I'm Miyagi, I'm already worried about my status in the tribe. I haven't been around much, I haven't been able to message people too much. So I want to pick someone that's easy cannon fodder and that's going to protect me and that's definitely going to get voted out before me, and that'd be Jaws. To pick a strong person like Michael Myers who has a bigger connection with Hannibal and Jason than you do, I don't know, it just seems like by picking Michael Myers you're putting yourself lower on the totem pole than you would have if you would pick Jaws. So it became kind of obvious to me that I think Miyagi did that because he wants to please Jason or show Jason that he's wants to work with him. Like, oh, I picked one of your best friends, your old tribe mates. Like, you know, this shows you that I really want to work with you and I trust you. And it made sense too that Jason picked Miyagi because he wanted to kind of neutralize the advantage that he had, because he didn't want to get targeted because he has an advantage. But if Miyagi's on there too, it kind of like protects him because there's another kind of threat out there that has that same advantage as him. All right, so then what I'm hearing is that a lot of people saying that I'm like well liked. So that's kind of cool. I guess some people on the opposite tribe, on the Cobra Kai tribe, saying like, you'll be fine, everyone loves you, like you're well liked, blah 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 blah. So I'm like, oh thanks. What other thing did I want to talk about? Okay. Oh yeah, so who I want to kind of vote out. I mean, Indiana and Miyagi are on the outs, of course. I don't care about Superman. I could cut him right now if I wanted to. I just maybe think we should maybe vote out someone else before we vote out Superman, and that's just selfish on my end because I kind of want him on my back pocket. The good news is about voting out Superman is that I wouldn't have as much backlash as I would if there was a traditional vote reveal, because with a vote reveal you're seeing like, oh my god, like, you know, Bastian flipped. Boom, it shows that like Superman's gone. It's like, oh my god, what happened? So it's just, it doesn't necessarily feel like betraying as much because it's not shown like that the vote was whatever, 5-3 or 6-2 or I don't know, it just seems like it's better, it's easier to hide with that, so it's kind of nice. So there is a foursome potential alliance with Luke, Hannibal, Jason, and myself. Like, this four is like, great, love this four could work together. Kind of mentioned that to Hannibal and he's like, yeah. But then later he was talking about how like, I asked him like, is Michael kind of like the third in your Jason, Hannibal, Michael trio? And he's like, no, I see them kind of pretty much as equals. So he says to me that he doesn't really see one above the other. So I don't see him like really saying there's a foursome of Luke, Jason, himself, and myself, because he's gonna want, you know, Mike Myers in there too. So it could be a 5-person alliance. I'll be okay with that. I'm not necessarily too scared that if it's a final 5 of, let's say, Hannibal, Jason, Michael Myers, Luke, and myself, I'm not really scared of being on the, 2 Skywalkers, 3 Keontaes. I'm not really worried about that. I think by that point at the final 5, like, people are just so cross and tight, especially since we've been messaging each other the whole time, that, like, it shouldn't be like a 3-2 vote. So I'm not really worried about, like, that. That's why I'm okay with Superman going, because I'm like, I don't know. Like I said, I kind of want to play the underdog this game, so I'm cool with, like, playing almost solo and just voting out all my tribe mates. Like Luke, I'll vote him out, whatever. I'm so heartless after like 5 games. My 12th thing that I said I'd talk about is just how nice everyone's been in this game. I know that's because it's like day 9 and we really haven't had to have any tough votes yet, so I know it's gonna get a little crazier, but so far everyone's just been really cool and fun cast. I like it. I'm really eager to see kind of who's gonna be who, because I think there's some new people that I haven't played with, and then some people that I've played with that I'm gonna be surprised about who they are. So I'm excited to see the cast reveal video. That's like always one of my favorite parts of the game for sure. That's kind of where my head's at. I'll have to wait for that dance video tomorrow. But yeah, that's my video confessional. Bye.
Bastian. Why don't you do what you dream, Bastian? But I can't! I have to keep my feet on the ground! Call my name! Bastian! Please! Save us! Alright! I'll do it! I'll save you! I will do what I dream!
I'm gonna have to start throwing out hints gradually about how, like, we maybe need to get Hannibal out type of thing. I feel like Hannibal is the one player in that group that is gonna turn on someone first. Hannibal's gonna be the one that needs to get out before someone like Jason or Michael Myers gets out. And so I'm not gonna have this conversation now because that's way too early, but I'm gonna have to start throwing out hints gradually about how, like, we maybe need to get Hannibal out type of thing. But eventually Hannibal needs to go for sure.